These are three of Ben 10 Classic's creepiest episodes of all time, the third one being Last Laugh. The episode begins at a pierside carnival, where two robbers are trying to escape. Ben, transformed into Ripjaws, stops them, subduing the criminals for the police.
I'm a superhero.
Later, Gwen finds an ad for a circus, which excites both her and Max. But Ben feels uncomfortable about going.
Boy, sounds like fun. What do you guys think?
Ben doesn't want to admit it, but he's afraid of clowns. Despite his protests, they go, and the circus performers, known as circus freaks, are introduced. Thumbskull, Frightwig, and Acid Breath.
Thumbskull! And presenting Frightwig, Acid Breath!
While wandering, Ben sneaks a look at the main act, Zombozo, a creepy clown who feeds on people's laughter. As the show begins, everyone starts laughing uncontrollably, except for Ben. He tries to leave the circus, but while outside, he hears glass breaking and realizes that the circus freaks are robbing people. Without hesitation, Ben transforms into Wildmutt to stop them. At first he does well, but when Zombozo arrives, Wildmutt, terrified of clowns, hesitates and gets defeated.
This isn't a mad dog!
Ben transforms back and passes out from exhaustion. When Ben wakes up, he finds Max acting strange, constantly giggling, and Gwen is nowhere to be found.
Oh, Ben.
Ben realizes that Zombozo must have taken her. Max, though exhausted, explains that Zombozo was somehow stealing people's happiness, leaving them drained and weak.
I think he steals people's happiness.
Ben figures out that Zombozo is more than just a clown. He's an emotional vampire who feeds on people's joy. Ben now knows he has to face his fear of clowns to save Gwen. As they chase Zombozo in the rust bucket, Max collapses from the effects of Zombozo's power. Ben takes control of the vehicle, barely managing to stop before driving off a cliff. Now, with Max unconscious, Ben is on his own. He arrives at the circus grounds, where the circus freaks are loading up stolen goods. Ben sneaks in but gets spotted, leading to another battle. This time, Ben transforms into Upgrade, a tech-based alien, and uses a baseball launcher to defeat the freaks.
Strike three!
With the circus freaks out of the way, Ben enters a house of mirrors, looking for Zombozo. This scene is especially creepy, with Zombozo's voice echoing through the mirrors and his reflection appearing everywhere.
What about that weird blob outside?
The distorted images make the hall feel like a nightmare, and Zombozo uses this to mess with Ben's mind. As Ben moves through the creepy maze, Zombozo continues taunting him, making it harder for Ben to keep his composure. Finally, Ben reaches the center ring of the circus, where Zombozo reveals his evil plan. He's using a machine to steal joy from people and plans to travel from city to city, draining millions of people's happiness.
Then drain their positive energy like a sponge at a pool party.
To make things worse, Zombozo shows Ben Gwen, who is now weak, pale, and drained of life. Seeing Gwen like this pushes Ben over the edge. Furious, Ben transforms into Ghost Freak, a ghostly alien with creepy powers. Ghost Freak uses his abilities to turn invisible and terrify Zombozo, who becomes more and more frightened. Ghost Freak's appearance is horrifying, with his skin peeling back to reveal a skeletal form. Zombozo, once full of confidence, now begs for mercy. But Ghost Freak shows no sympathy. In a final act, Ghost Freak scares Zombozo so badly that the clown inflates and explodes into confetti. As Zombozo is defeated, all the stolen joy returns to the people, including Gwen, who regains her strength. With Zombozo gone, Ben transforms back into himself, and even he admits that Ghost Freak's powers were a little too creepy even for him.
That kind of even freaked me out.
Next up, we have the episode Permanent Retirement. The episode begins with the Tennysons stopping for the gas and ice cream in the middle of the desert. While Ben is deciding on ice cream, two men rob the ATM. Ben transforms into Upgrade and stops them, feeling proud of his victory.
Oh yeah, I'm ready for anything.
However, his excitement fades when Grandpa Max announces they are visiting Great Aunt Vera for the weekend.
Vera? No!
Ben is upset, believing it will be boring, but the rest of the family is indifferent. On their way to the retirement village, an eerie event happens when Ben spots an old man performing an impossible backflip off a roof. When they arrive at Vera's house, Ben finds the village and its inhabitants strange. His suspicions grow when he sees Marty, Vera's neighbor, glaring at him from his window. During dinner, Ben is disgusted by the weird food Vera serves, such as a strange gelatin mold.
I am totally stuffed.
He decides to sneak out by transforming into Ghost Freak to explore the village. Ghost Freak soon witnesses unsettling things. An elderly woman climbs her ceiling to devour an apple pie, and Marty acts suspiciously by dumping a rolled-up carpet in the village's dump. As Ghost Freak follows, he sees Marty elongate his legs unnaturally to step over a gate. Ben reverts from Ghost Freak and is chased by Marty, whose body contorts in impossible ways. Marty nearly captures Ben, but the sprinkler system goes off, scaring him away. This strange reaction to water confuses Ben even more.
What just happened here?
Back at Vera's house, Ben tells Max and Gwen what he saw, and they agree to investigate Marty's house.
Well, maybe we should do some investigating.
However, nothing seems out of place except for a missing rug. That night, another strange occurrence happens. Vera is attacked by a mysterious blob while she sleeps. The next morning, Vera behaves strangely, speaking in a monotone and pinching Ben and Gwen's cheeks too hard.
Fine, Aunt Vera.
When Gwen spills water, Vera freaks out and runs outside. Ben suspects she's no longer his real aunt.
Totally one of them.
One of what?
Ben and Gwen go snooping around the neighborhood again, where they are attacked by two elderly women who hiss at them and throw shuffleboard pieces. They try to get help from Max, but it turns out he has also been taken over by one of them.
I know. Come here.
Max and other elders, now clearly not human, chase Ben and Gwen. Ben transforms into Wildmud to fend them off and protect Gwen. They discover a trapdoor by the dump leading to an underground tunnel system, where they find an alien ship surrounded by green pods. Inside the pods are the real residents of the retirement village, including Max.
It's like everyone in Retirement Village has been potted up.
As Ben frees Max from his pod, they are confronted by the alien creatures who had been impersonating the elders. These creatures, known as Limax, reveal their true forms, tall green blob-like beings. They plan to use the pods to transport the humans off-world. Ben transforms into Heat Blast to fight them, but his fire-based powers have no effect. The Limax reveal they thrive on heat, which is why they chose to invade a desert village in the middle of summer.
Why do you think we came to the desert?
The giant Limax grabs Heat Blast, but during the fight, Gwen discovers that water is their weakness.
They hate water!
Gwen and Heat Blast use a fireball to break an overhead water pipe, which sprays water onto the Limax, dissolving them. As the Limax retreat into their spaceship, they leave Earth. Defeated, the Tennysons manage to free the real residents from the pods and return them to their homes. The next day, the family says goodbye to Vera, who gives them a strange gelatin mold as a parting gift. As they drive away, the final creepy moment occurs. A lone Limax, left behind, crawls along the cave floor, hinting that the threat may not be completely gone. And finally, the creepiest episode of Ben 10 Classic has to be the series finale, Secrets. The episode begins with a news helicopter chasing some criminals in an armored car. Ben, as Diamond Head, uses his crystal powers to stop them, and the criminals surrender. While this is happening, Vilgax is watching from his spaceship, angry because Ben is using the Omnitrix for good, while Vilgax wants to use it for his evil plans. Vilgax has just finished healing from his injuries in a regeneration tank, and now that he's stronger, he decides to go to Earth himself to take the Omnitrix back from Ben. This is where things start to get really scary.
I will see to this task myself.
Ben wakes up from a nightmare, feeling weird about an alien he's been seeing in his dreams. Max tries to calm him down, saying it's just a bad dream, but Ben's not convinced. He knows something is wrong. Even though it's still early in the morning, Max suddenly decides to hit the road, saying they need to get to Mount Rushmore as fast as possible.
Change of plan.
Ben and Gwen are confused by Max's strange behavior, but they follow his lead. As they drive, Ben notices something strange happening in Rapid City, like huge fires coming from the city. He thinks he can help, so he transforms into Heat Blast and flies off, even though Max tells him not to. Ben quickly realizes that the destruction in the city is caused by Vilgax's robots, and he starts fighting them off. But just when Ben thinks he's winning, Vilgax himself shows up. He's enormous, covered in tough armor, and way more powerful than Ben could have imagined. Ben, as Heat Blast, tries to fight Vilgax, but nothing he does seems to work. Vilgax just keeps getting closer and closer, and with one massive punch, he throws Heat Blast across the city. Ben crashes into the ground, leaving a huge crater behind. Ben is shocked by how strong Vilgax is, and he starts to feel scared. Max and Gwen rush to help Ben, but when Max sees Vilgax, he looks terrified. It's super creepy because Max never gets scared, but now he's clearly freaked out. He tells Ben to get back in the RV and run away, but Ben doesn't want to give up.
Believe me when I say, you do not want to pick a fight with Vilgax.
He transforms into different aliens, like Stingray and Four Arms, trying to fight Vilgax, but Vilgax is too strong for any of them. Then Vilgax captures Ben and takes him to his spaceship. This is where things get really scary. Vilgax straps Ben to a machine and tries to take the Omnitrix off his wrist. Vilgax explains his plan to use the Omnitrix to create an army of powerful aliens that will help him take over the universe.
Will rule the universe.
Meanwhile, Max and Gwen sneak onto Vilgax's ship to save Ben. Max brings a special weapon from his past as a plumber, and he uses it to blast Vilgax.
Claws off my grandson, Vilgax.
Ben turns into Four Arms to break free. He then turns into Ghost Freak, so he can go right through them. Then he switches to Grey Matter and starts taking the robots apart. After that, Ben turns into Upgrade and merges with one of the mecha droids to use it to fight the rest of them. It's a total robot battle. While all this is happening, their ship starts falling from the sky. But Max knows how to fly the ship, which surprises Upgrade, but then Vilgax comes back. He grabs Max and tries to throw him out of the ship. It's super close, but Ben, as Upgrade, tackles Vilgax and sends him flying out of the ship. Ben slowly floats down to the ground like a parachute, but Vilgax is super mad. Then Ben turns into Ripjaws right on top of Mount Rushmore. But Ripjaws isn't happy because he's out of water and gets weak. Vilgax comes to crush him, but Ben quickly turns into XLR-8 and tries to fight Vilgax. It doesn't go too well though, because Vilgax gets even stronger. He smashes Mount Rushmore and almost crushes Ben, but Ben dodges the attacks and fights back by turning into Diamond Head. But guess what? Diamond Head's hands break off when he hits Vilgax. Then Ben switches to Ghost Freak again and avoids Vilgax's attack because Ghost Freak can phase through anything. The Chimeran hammer crashes, and Max smashes through the ship in the rust bucket, trying to help. In the end, Vilgax captures Gwen and Max, and Ben turns into Wildmutt to save them. But Vilgax makes a deal. Ben has to give up the Omnitrix to save his family. Ben agrees, and Vilgax takes him back to the ship. But Max set the ship to self-destruct, and Vilgax can't stop it. In the end, Ben turns into Heat Blast and escapes just as the ship explodes, leaving Vilgax trapped. The ship is totally destroyed, and Ben lands safely in a crater. Gwen even says he's not so bad for a doofus.
Not bad for a doofus.
They all look up as pieces of the Chimeran hammer fall from the sky. So there you have it. 3 of the creepiest episodes in Ben 10 Classic. If these episodes made you feel creeped too, let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more awesome videos about your favorite shows. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.